Hello and welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. Oman's draft general budget is focused on education, health and social care. Knowledge Oman sets up new team for community seminars. SQU issues clarification about video of its student. Lieutenant General Asim Munir named Pakistan's new army chief. Measles becomes an imminent global threat due to COVID pandemic, according to WHO. Musk calls for general amnesty for other suspended accounts. Ronaldo fined and suspended for 2 games for Everton incident. FIFA World Cup, Spain run riot over Costa Rica, win 7-0 in their opening match. Those were the headlines. Now for the local stories for the day. Some economic sectors in Oman are experiencing growth and improvement in physical indicators, mostly resulting from a rise in oil prices that peaked to record levels, Sultan Salim Al Habsi, Minister of Finance, said on Wednesday. Speaking at a closed-door session of discussion on the draft version of State Budget 2023, which was hosted by the Shura Council, the minister said the estimates of the budget has taken into account the priority of maintaining the level of spending in basic services such as education, health, housing and social care, in addition to continuing policies to support economic diversification by expanding the participation of the private sector in economic development. The session also dealt with discussing the most important features of the budget, especially with regard to the financial, economic and social aspects, the state's financial policies with regard to economic and developmental projects, the developments of the Omani economy, the development of the credit rating of the Sultanate of Oman, and the deficit and public debt management during the year 2023. The session also discussed the importance of boosting development project expenditures as they are associated with execution of the current planned projects and provision of the required liquidity for the support of the economic activities. Al-Habsi said the improvement in the key positive economic indicators of Oman was due to financial and economic measures taken in the State Budget 2022. This has led to a fiscal surplus that contributed also to a decline in public debt, he further added. However, the ministry cautioned against the fact that enduring geopolitical fluctuations and changing global scenarios may impact the future of the state's fiscal stability. He further pointed out that the State Budget 2023 was drafted bearing in mind precautionary policies to address financial and economic challenges, as well as determination to achieve the goals of the 10th Five-Year Plan 2021-2025. The session also stressed the need to cut down the actual cost of production of oil per barrel, so that it could tally with the sustainable oil sector costs while at the same time leveraging any potential gains to the advantage of social priorities. The meeting was part of the second ordinary session of the Shura Council's 4th annual convening during the 9th term. As part of enriching the society with knowledge-led seminars that aims at engaging the public in critical thinking on current issues and collaborative efforts towards aligning with Oman 2040 vision, Knowledge Oman, the leading community knowledge-sharing platform in the Sultanate, has appointed both local and expatriate new team members for the private sector, academia and youth in order to enhance the delivery of community seminars touching all segments of the society. Imad Al-Hamdani, working for one of the telecom operators, is the new head of seminars, while Bradley Levak, an expat educator in one of the private international schools, will act as his deputy, and Hassan Al-Farai will lead the volunteers that are an integral part of the delivery of the seminar program. Sharing various practical industry knowledge, promoting talents and positivity across the country is what we do at Knowledge Oman. Bringing different industries together under one roof along with the support of the academia while ensuring youth too are part of the society impact has always been our goal. For that, we have now set up a new team that comprises of individuals that work in companies, educators that work in academia, and youth that are active and eager to be part of the impact, said Balkis Al-Hassani, president of Knowledge Oman. Knowledge Oman has been conducting events along with other private and public institutions since 2008. Members of the platform comprises from diverse and different backgrounds, both local and expats. The platform encourages community engagement amongst all passionate individuals within the Sultanate to enhance their own self-development as well as to collaborate towards serving Oman and moving it forward towards its 2040 goal. Seminars have included areas of interest such as entrepreneurship, leadership, cyberbullying, gamification, and the most recent seminar, Women, the Pulse of a Sustainable Society, which acknowledged women's contribution for the society. Knowledge Oman seminars often draw on expertise within the community and are offered free to the public. These efforts form the basis of Knowledge Oman's commitment to knowledge sharing and community upliftment. Sultan Qaboos University has published an explanation about a video circulating on social media showing a student dancing and singing near the university mosque. The university administration expressed its thanks and appreciation to all those who expressed their comments and inquiries regarding the video clip. The university affirmed its keenness to find out the background and reason for the issue in order to deal with it and to ensure that it does not recur in the future. Those are the local stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with international news. Stay tuned.
We play, you listen.
You talk, we listen.
You got something to say? We want to hear it.
95.4 in Muscat.
And 91 in Salalah.
Music, news, views, and everything in between.
TFM.
TFM.
Let's talk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. Lieutenant General Asim Munir was on Thursday appointed as the new Chief of Army Staff of Pakistan, ending weeks of intense speculation and political tussle in the country. The Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif, has decided to appoint Lieutenant General Zahir Shamshad Mirza as the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and Lieutenant General Syed Asim Munir as the Chief of the Army Staff, using the constitutional authority, Pakistan Information Minister Maryam Aurangzeb tweeted. Aurangzeb said that a summary of the same had been sent to Pakistan President Arif Alvi. On Wednesday, the Pakistan government confirmed that it had received the summary from the Ministry of Defence with a panel of names for the appointment of the new COAS. General Bajwa, 61, is slated to retire next week after a 3-year extension. Pakistan's Defence Minister has warned opposition leader and former Prime Minister Imran Khan, saying that the coalition government will deal with him after the completion of the appointment process of the new army chief. The process will complete in 2 to 3 days. The excitement will end, after which we will deal with Imran Khan, with the Pakistan Defence Minister was quoted as saying. He made these remarks on the floor of the Pakistan National Assembly, hinting at the formal announcement of the key appointment within the next 3 days. This comes after the process to appoint the new army chief stated on Monday as Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif wrote a letter to the country's defence ministry for a summary of the potential candidates. The World Health Organization and the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Wednesday said that the measles immunization had dropped significantly since the coronavirus pandemic began, resulting in a record high of nearly 40 million children missing a vaccine dose last year. There is now an imminent threat of measles spreading to different regions around the world as COVID-19 has led to a steady decline in vaccination coverage and weakened surveillance of the disease, said WHO and CDC in a joint report. Measles is one of the most contagious human viruses and is almost entirely preventable through vaccination. However, it requires 95% vaccination coverage to prevent community outbreaks. A record high of nearly 40 million children missed a measles vaccine dose in 2021, read the joint report. The WHO has already recorded an increase in large disruptive outbreaks since early 2022, going from 19 to nearly 30 by September, WHO's measles chief Patrick O'Connor said, adding he was particularly concerned about parts of sub-Saharan Africa. Millions of children were now susceptible to measles, among the world's most contagious diseases. In 2021, officials said there was about 9 million measles infections and 128,000 deaths worldwide. The WHO and CDC said continued drops in vaccination, weak disease surveillance and delayed response plans to COVID-19 and ongoing outbreaks in more than 20 countries mean that measles is an imminent threat in every region of the world. More than 95% of measles deaths occur in developing countries, mostly in Africa and Asia. There is no specific treatment for measles, but the 2-dose vaccine against it is about 97% effective in preventing severe illness and death. Twitter CEO Elon Musk on Wednesday took to the microblogging site and addressed the question that whether the site should offer a general amnesty to other suspended accounts. Taking to Twitter, Musk wrote the following. Should Twitter offer general amnesty to suspended accounts provided that they have not broken the law or engaged in egregious spam? The poll survey will be out on November 25, 2022 around 11:30 p.m. Earlier, Musk has put up a poll asking users of the microblogging website to vote on whether to reinstate the account of former US President Donald Trump, who was earlier subject to a lifetime ban over incitement of violence. As per the survey, slightly over 15 million Twitter users voted in the poll, with 51.8% voting in favor of reinstatement. Last Friday, Musk began reinstating accounts that were previously subject to indefinite bans for breaking the platform's rules. Author Jordan Peterson and comedian Kathy Griffin were among the first people whose accounts were reinstated. Those are the international stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with sports news. Stay tuned.
We play, you listen.
You talk, we listen.
You got something to say? We want to hear it.
95.4 in Muscat.
And 91 in Salalah.
Music, news, views, and everything in between.
TFM.
TFM.
Let's talk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the sports news. Star striker and former Manchester United player Cristiano Ronaldo has been handed over a 2-match ban and a fine of £50,000 by the Football Association for hitting a mobile phone out of a fan's hand in Everton earlier this year. The 37-year-old is a free agent now after Manchester United announced his release from the contract on Tuesday. Back on April 9 this year, he had an altercation after his team succumbed to a 1-0 loss at Goodison Park to Everton. He was cautioned by Merseyside police as per reports. FA has also charged him with improper conduct. An independent panel gave him the suspension and fine. The forward also admitted that his conduct was improper. The ban will not be applicable in the World Cup and will be transferred whenever the star striker joins a club, no matter what country. Following the incident, Ronaldo issued an apology on Instagram saying, "It is never easy to deal with emotions in difficult moments such as the one we are facing. Nevertheless, we always have to be respectful, patient and set the example for all the youngsters who love the beautiful game. I would like to apologize for my outburst and if possible, I would like to invite this supporter to watch a game at Old Trafford as a sign." Ronaldo had accepted the charge by FA but had requested for a personal hearing to avoid a suspension. During the independent hearing on November 8th, Ronaldo claimed of having a legitimate concern for his own physical safety and well-being and leaving the field of play after approaching the tunnel where fans of Everton were congregating. Rejecting his claims, the panel cited it was an act born of frustration and annoyance rather than fear or concern for his well-being. FA's submission that Ronaldo be banned for 3 games was also rejected by the panel. The Portuguese superstar is currently participating in the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, where his team will begin their campaign against Ghana on Thursday. Spain thumped Costa Rica 7-0 in a dominant display of football in its opening match at the 2022 FIFA World Cup on Wednesday at the Altamama Stadium. The Spanish team added 4 more goals to their tally, piling up the misery on Costa Rica in the second half of the match. Spain scored through Ferran Torres, Gavi, Carlos Soler and Alvaro Morata in the second half, stamping their authority over the Central American team. The Spanish team replicated their superb performance from the first half as their opponents did not have any answer to their attacks orchestrated by Sergio Busquets. Owing to superior midfield play, Spain was able to create more scoring opportunities than Costa Rica, who simply were on the defense right from the beginning. Talking about the first half, Costa Rica looked helpless against Spain in the Group E match at the Altamama Stadium, with the Spanish team leading the game at 3-0 at the end of the first half. The game did favour the Spanish team as they are ranked 7th while Costa Rica is ranked 31st in the FIFA rankings. Experienced midfielder player Sergio Busquets called the shots while controlling the ball and forcing spaces in the opposition's defense. The Spanish team dominated right from the word go, maintaining great possession over the ball. They controlled the ball superbly with their renowned short pass playing technique, creating gaps and making runs for the Costa Rican box. Spain and Costa Rica have faced off 3 times since 2010 and Spain has never lost a match, winning 2 and drawing 1, and the same would be on the cards if the latter does not score quickly in the second half. Those are the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.